Hello, this is Malorian, and it's going to be a 35-point game of my eKaya from Circle up against Vlad from Khador. So this one here is up against my brother. He was looking for a game, and so I pulled out my Circle to give another try. What I'm using in my list is I have a Feral Warpwolf, I have the Gnarlhorn, I have the Getorix, I have the Stalker, and then I have eKaya. Now the mission we're playing also has reserves, and I'm doing something a little bit different where my things I wanted didn't quite fit, so I'm actually having my support things coming in from reserve. So I have a Gorax, I have a Feral Geist, and I also have Lindusa Rasil. The game here is the one where you want to try and get the farther zone, and you have to control it 3 times to win. Your deployment zone is actually more on the left side. I'm all deployed on the farthest right I could possibly be. And yeah, I mean, this one here, I'm planning to pretty much just go and camp on my zone so that he can't win by scenario, and then just pretty much keep on striking and going back, either with the feet, where I'm going to send things out and then pop my feet so they come back to me, and then if they frenzy, they'll be hitting the Feral Geist, or, you know, I got the whole Sprint Animus from the Stalker. And his list, he's using Vlad for the first time, so he's a Manhunter, some Widowmakers, he has the Winter Guard with Cognic Joe, some Mechanics, Berserker, and Devastator, and of course then he has Vlad in the back, and he also has a Coldon Lord and Holt and Lanissa, or whatever the person's name is. Yeah, not Holt, that's it. And his reserves is going to be the Juggernaut. So he gets first turn, and he's already just starting to move on up. You know, nothing too special here. Just one of the things that's going to be bothersome is that he has his guys behind the wall there on the right, and so, you know, of course, I still have to somehow hit his guys when I'm trying to do these things. Also, I'm worried about the whole Devastator thing, because with that high armor and with Circle's low POW, I'm kind of worried about being able to take it out. One of the things we did notice right away, though, is that he has a good amount of shooting in his list, and thanks to Shadow Pack, he won't be able to use much of it. So my first turn, I'm pretty much moving up and spreading out. That's really just to give myself options, but I have Shadow Pack up, and I also have Forced Evolution up on the Getorix, because he's going to be my super hard hitter for when I need to try and take out the Devastator. But I'm more spaced out at this point, just to make him think I'm threatening the zone, and so that he moves more things to the left before I rush everything to the right. His turn 2, he doesn't bring in his reserves, and we talked about this after. I thought he made a mistake and just forgot about it, but actually he was just wanting to save them as a surprise to kill my Feral if I ever got too close. But otherwise, he's just kind of moving up cautiously. The Devastator is pretty far forward, but I mean, normally, with that high armor of 25, he's just fine. And, you know, he'd love to be popping some shots at me, but thanks to Shadow Pack, he can't, you know, you have to be within 5 to see, and he's not. So, my turn 2, and I bring in all of my support staff, basically, from reserves, and I decide this is going to be my feet turn, and the main thing I want to do was try and knock out this Devastator, and then, you know, just a few more things that he had around there. And, wow, I mean, when you have the Getorix that's Warp for Strength, has Forced Evolution, has Primal on him, he's POW 23, which is pretty amazing. So when he comes in, it's just -2. And I mean, to be fair as well, I rolled very hot. I think my first roll was something like 664. But man, it didn't take him long to really mess up that Devastator. I'd already, you know, popped the feet, so he teleported back here where Kai is. I foolishly put up Laris there because I thought I'd be doing Dogpile, but I just didn't have enough fury to make it happen. But anyway, then the Stalker goes in, finishes the job, kills, I think, a Widowmaker and maybe a Winter Guard as well, and then pops back. And that's pretty much my turn. I mean, I have the Gnarlhorn up there as well, just to try and keep him at bay and make sure he doesn't get an easy control point. And the Wolf is still there, just to kind of make him still think that he has to keep something on the left. His turn 3, it's more of a general advance. You can see that he brought in his one Juggernaut there, and so he's trying to get back into the fight. And, he now kind of realizes at this point that he's just being picked away, so he just needs to get up into my face so he can either force the scenario or actually force some sort of fighting. Especially since both my Stalker and my Getorix had Primal on them, so they're both going to be going crazy next turn and won't be used, even though they're pretty far back anyway. So that's pretty much all he does this turn, although he does get close enough to shoot Laris, but doesn't do any damage. My turn 3 then, Lanissa on the right tries to shoot one Winter Guard but misses. Of course, like I said, those two beasts go off and go crazy and they hit the ghost and they can't hurt it anyway. And then really just thanks to using the Sprint Animus, I'm able to kill a couple of Winter Guard, and I just have the Gnarlhorn there to either, smash whatever he goes up with and make sure he doesn't score in the zone. His turn 4, he's trying to do some damage now, but even after Vlad casts this whole spell where Blood of Kings, or whatever the one is, where everybody gets an extra dice for damage and all this stuff, the Winter Guard really didn't have much to charge because they had some Widowmakers in the way. Plus, Widowmakers aren't that strong anyway. So if you attack the Gnarlhorn, do a little bit of damage, nothing too serious. And then otherwise, he's just running a bunch of the guys just to tie me up and trying to get the other models in a situation where they can attack me. My turn 4, I'm going to start having to peace trade here because I just can't really go running anymore. So I really do have a hard time because he's kind of all over me. So I really have to play it a little bit and for me to kill some of these Winter Guard to open things up. But in the end, the big thing I do is I put up Primal onto the Gnarlhorn and just trample him over, trying to kill a good amount of Winter Guard. I think he kills 3 in the end, but the main thing is I just want him over there in his face, so he's a problem model, and in the end, if he dances around too much, I'll just get a counter charge, and he'll start losing some stuff, and I'm really trying to draw over Vlad or something so that my heavies can finish him. Otherwise, the Sprint Animus, I'm able to do a little bit more. I have to go a little bit hot with Fury, so I'm pretty sure that my Gorax is going to go Frenzy next time and have to hit the Ghost. But that's pretty much what I'm setting up here. Just trying to kill as much Winter Guard as possible, and then trying to see what he offers me in this next turn. So his turn 5, he comes over and he just destroys the Gnarlhorn, but not before I actually get to score a few models. He had pulled away the one last Widowmaker, took a free strike, died. Then he moved over Iana and then Holt, and Holt was in a spot where I could countercharge, and he kind of thought that I wouldn't be able to hit him, but I managed to roll it, killed him, and then Vlad came over and had to use his whole stack to kill me, which is happy because then that means he's in a spot where I might be able to assassinate him. The problem though is I have a Berserker in my face. The Berserker did not roll that well, and so my Stalker, or was it the Feral, is still alive with, I don't know, it's about half its hit points or something. And then meanwhile, he's just trying to kind of trap me in with all of those mechanics and stuff, and the remainder of the Winter Guard. He did some sprays, a little bit of damage, and he has a Manhunter coming over as well. Now I had some trouble this turn because of the Fury I had to deal with. My Gorax did actually go in Frenzy, and so I wasn't going to be able to use him just to hand out Primal and stuff. And so I let Shadow Pact drop because I'm not going to need it anymore. And what I really need to do is, because he was a little bit far away, I need to destroy the Berserker, and then I also need to get on Dogpile or something onto Vlad so I could actually get the range and Pathfinder in order to get over there to get to him. So that's basically what happens, is the Getorix goes over, destroys the Berserker, no problem, kills Kovnuk Joe, move over Laris. I then go through and I'm able to geez, something killed the other stuff too. What happened there? The Stalker first had to kind of clear that open, so he killed the Winter Guard that were left and sprinted over to tie up the Juggernaut. Then Laris went through. Then I went and I went through and did Dogpile. Then I had to, because he still had some guys in the way there too, trample over with the Feral Geist in order to get to him. And by the time I got there, I just wasn't able to roll enough. If I had primal on him, it would have been enough, but as it was, I boosted a hit, missed, bought, and got that one and did some damage. But, you know, if I would have hit two and both of them been boosted up with primal, could have actually done a good amount. In this case, it wasn't that much. So otherwise, I just had the Feral Geist there to block some charges, and I'll have to see what he does. But either way, I think the Getorix will be in a good spot to counter. So his turn 6, at the bottom he tries a charge to try and do some damage to Kaya, and nothing else is tie her up. Doesn't even hit her. But at the top there, man, he felt kind of bad because he kind of had some really bad rolls. But what happened basically was that Vlad went off to destroy my one Pharaoh there. Remember, I'm already pretty damaged, but he just kept on missing and stuff. And so in the end, he wasn't able to get the job done. Then he was trying to wonder what to do with his Juggernaut, and so what he ended up doing was moving over to hopefully block some of my models, and then he killed my Stalker. So, I mean, now I could just heal up the lost branches on the Feral and do it, but I think I'm going to do this another way. And so on my turn 6, I just have Laris run around over here. Then I go with Kaya. I just have to kind of ease around a little bit to not take a free strike. Then I'm in range to use Laris' Animus to hop over here, and then just finish off Vlad with herself. So, you know, at least then, even if he would have killed the Feral Geist, it's still kind of more of a legit way that I could have done it even without him. So victory for Circle and for Epic Kaya, and for myself, this was a very satisfying win. This is now my third game with her. I know the way I want to use her, but it seems like every single game I screw up somehow. And the way that I played this game is exactly the way I want to be playing the list. So I was really happy to see how it actually panned out. For my brother, he actually found the game fairly frustrating. Of course, you know, it just the whole thing in the beginning where he just couldn't get anything on me, and I kept on picking things away. You know, I got a little bit of lucky dice there to kill the Devastator. I mean, really, between the two heavies, he probably would have gone down anyway, but, you know, that was a big loss to lose right away. Then I was able to keep on picking things away until he had to pretty much just throw himself in my face, kill a bunch of that stuff, and then just where maybe he could have made a real fight of it, he had some bad dice, and that was it. But you know what? It was the first time for him using Vlad, so I mean, there's not like there's a lot of pride to be lost or anything. You know, it's their first time using a caster, and either way, it's just fun to have a game and scrap some jacks and kill some beasts. So there you go. Hope you like watching it. Bye.